Hello. It's been quite a day. So I'm looking through the Art of Cookery, Made Plain and Easy, and this is by Mrs. Hannah Glass, and I talked about this a little bit yesterday. This is a cookbook that was written in I think it's 1746, and it was the staple of every kitchen. And let's see, 1747 in London is when it was published, and it actually made its way across the waters, and this says George Washington owned a copy as well as Thomas Jefferson. And this is a cookbook that has all kinds of historical references to cooking, what people were eating during that day and what the vegetables were that were being grown. It really is a treasure. And this says here, the first cookbook known to have been published in the colonies was The Complete Housewife by Eliza Smith in Williamsburg in 1742. And they spelled complete C-O-M-P-L-E-A-T. So, and then there's another one, The Frugal Housewife. I believe I have these somewhere in my kitchen. But this one, the Hannah Glass one, is really, really pretty cool. And I know a lot of museums that are doing recreations of different periods will refer to this, especially if they're doing some cooking things. So yesterday I gave my pledge that I was going to start a new tradition, and every year I was going to make something out of this cookbook. And I think what I'm going to do, and I had the recipe and then I lost it. I am going to make, there's two different things that caught my eye that were easy that I thought I might be able to do. And the first one is to make a pound cake. A pound of butter, beat it in an earthen pan with your hand one way till it is like a fine thick cream. Then have ready 12 eggs, but half the whites. Beat them well and beat them up with butter, a pound of flour, beat in it, and a pound of sugar and a few caraways. Beat it well together for an hour with your hand or a great wooden spoon. Butter a pan and put it in, then bake it an hour in a quick oven. So they have different varieties. You can make a butter cake and you can make a gingerbread cake. But I think I'm just gonna make the pound cake and see how that turns out. So I have my plan for this. I should probably mark this so I don't lose the page. And then the other thing that I'm going to do is I'm gonna make a Christmas cake. And this has a coffee cup stain on it, but this is from the Vintage Cakes. And this is by Jane Brockett. And I think I went to the grocery store today, but I hadn't really made up my mind yet as to what I was going to bake. So let me see if I can find, here it is. I must have had my eye on this before because I have this marked with all of my veggies that I was going to plant in the summertime. So this is called a Victorian sandwich cake. And there's another cake in here. It's a Yule log. And I'm not sure. I might end up doing the Yule log. This one sounds good. The filling is raspberry jam and heavy whipping cream. But I kind of think I'm gonna go with the Yule log just because it's Christmas. So let me see if I can find that one. Aha, there it is. So there is the Yule log, and there it is in its glory. So I will probably head back to the grocery store tomorrow to pick up the ingredients for these things. So I went on my way. I had to go to the post office and drop some things off, and I'm pulling some things, that's why I'm looking down. I went to the post office and dropped off some more gifts to be delivered. Santa, Federal Express, and I stopped at the library, the local library, to print out a pattern. My printer isn't working and I don't know what's wrong with it. It's brand new and it ran out of ink, and when I change the ink, it won't print. So there's a podcaster, and I'll have to scroll her name across the screen. I want to say it's Jessie Nicole, or Nicole Jessie, I'm not sure. But she has a lovely podcast, and I will put her name across the screen, because if you haven't seen her, she doesn't podcast very often, but she has a website, and she offers a whole bunch of tutorials on crochet and knitting, and she has some free stamped wrapping paper that you can print off that is just gorgeous. It's got pine cones, and she's just very, very talented. And she made these aviator hats for Christmas for her sons and for her husband. So I thought, oh, I'm gonna give that a shot. And so I printed off the instructions for that, and the ladies in in the library were so sweet. They were having an open house, and when I was finished printing, I think the printing came to like $6, and there's over 50 pages, so I wasn't worried about it. And they said, "Oh, well, how about just $5?" And I'm like, "No, really, it's okay." And so, so they were having an open house, and they said, "Well, before you leave, why don't you go get some snacks? We have all these things on the table." And I said, "Oh, no, that's okay." And they said, "No, go. Go pick up a mug." I'm like, ding, a mug. Well, here they had these cute little Christmas mugs. So I don't have a Christmas mug, but now I do. So I'm just really thrilled with this. I thought it was really cute and very sweet. So I love my local library. I love it. So that was my day. It was actually nice. I finished up some Christmas gifts, and I'm waiting for a friend to, she's coming to pick up a gift that I made for her, as well as she wants some eggs. So I certainly have an abundance of eggs. So anyway, I think this is it for today. I have some footage in the morning, early. I wake up so early in the morning. I'm usually up like between 4:30 and 5 these days, but I go to bed super early. So the sound you hear in the background, if you can, I'm doing some laundry, and I've got all my baking things out. I'm gonna retry the Swedish tea cakes again tomorrow morning and see if I can do something with those and make the pound cake, and finish wrapping some gifts. So, oh, the other thing I wanted to show you is, I don't know if you can see this, I'll take it off. I bought this at Fleece and Harmony. I think I got it this summer, and it's a shaw pin, and it's a bumblebee, which I absolutely love. And it really, really does. It looks so pretty with my shawl. So this is the Stillness Shawl by Helen Stewart, and I've shown this a million times, and I love it. So yeah, and I was going through some of my jewelry upstairs, and I remembered I had this, and you know, this actually makes these kind of crescent shawls wearable without them flopping down all the time. But I just love it. I think it's so pretty. So I'm gonna finish my tea and look through my aviator pattern and see if I can tape that together and make some things with that. And I'll probably finish, I don't have much more to go on my half Hansel wrap hap. I don't have much more to go on that. I'm not sure if I'm going to do any weaving. It's starting to get dark. It's headed towards 5 o'clock. So it's time for me to settle in. So I hope everyone is having a nice evening, and talk to everybody tomorrow. Bye for now.